Of course, there is going to be availability. That's one thing is guaranteed. But the bigger question is around pricing. What modalities are around that?
No, well, on the pricing, I can't say anything because we don't control the pricing. The pricing at the moment is controlled by NNPC, not Dangote. So we will wait for them, to do that. But our own, for now, is to make sure that products are available, and also round tripping is stopped, where people are just taking dollars out, not bringing products, or most of the shenanigans will stop. That is what I can guarantee you.
So we await the NNPC's agreement to this?
Yeah, they are the ones that will, sell to the market and also distribute under the current arrangement for Naira.
But we don't have an indication as to when that will be?
We are ready on our part. We are waiting for NNPC to be ready on their part. Once they are ready, we'll roll.
Following a successful testing phase and readiness to introduce its products to the local market, the Dangote Refinery is set to roll out its first shipment of premium motor spirit, more commonly known as petrol. This marks the first time in 28 years since PMS production in Nigeria, a historic milestone in the country's oil and gas sector and a significant step towards self-sufficiency.
So you are now going to have, good petrol where the engines of your vehicles will last longer. You will not be having an engine issue, which a lot of us were having, it won't happen at all. The quality here will match that of quality of anywhere in the world. US, America, we will make sure that nobody will beat us in terms of quality.
But while availability and quality of a priced product is music to Nigerians' ears, following years of epileptic supply and cases of compromised quality, there is a much more pressing concern. Of course, there is going to be availability. That's one thing is guaranteed. But the bigger question is around pricing. What modalities are around that?
No, well, on the pricing, I can't say anything because we don't control the pricing. The pricing at the moment is controlled by NNPC, not Dangote. So we will wait for them, to do that. But our own, for now, is to make sure that products are available, and also round tripping is stopped, where people are just taking dollars out, not bringing products, or most of the shenanigans will stop. That is what I can guarantee you.
So we await the NNPC's agreement to this?
Yeah, they are the ones that will, sell to the market and also distribute under the current arrangement for Naira.
But we don't have an indication as to when that will be?
We are ready on our part. We are waiting for NNPC to be ready on their part. Once they are ready, we'll roll. We are ready to roll, even start, loading a ship this week, like what I said earlier, and within 48 hours, we are ready.
So the ball is in the NNPC's court?
That's right, yes.
As product distribution is hinged on finalizing modalities with the national oil company, the anticipation for much-needed relief on the part of consumers is instead heightened. In recent weeks, motorists have endured long queues at filling stations and also seen the petrol price leap from 200 naira per litre in May 2023 to about 800 naira per litre in 2024. Crude oil supply and its affordability have been major challenges the Dangote Refinery faced in recent times. Given interventions by the Federal Executive Council and the government, Dangote says these concerns have now been allayed.
The president has actually, gave a marching order, and we must really thank him for that leadership of just, saying, okay, fine, let us, and it was taken to the Federal Executive Council. It was approved there. So I believe nobody will dare stop it from happening. And if they do that, you know, the president is also doesn't play. He's a very tough person. He will deal with anybody ruthlessly.
Crude production in Nigeria is stubbornly low owing to oil theft, vandalism and underinvestment. And while the Dangote Refinery has purchased oil cargoes overseas, currency mismatches would render an import-dependent model unsuited to selling petrol locally in Naira. Following recent allegations of producing substandard products, which the refinery has since debunked, Dangote Industries Vice President and other team members shared a tour of its laboratory facility.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for taking your time to come all the way to the refinery. And I'm proud to say that this is the best refinery laboratory in the world. We have compared notes with all the laboratories of the refineries managed by IOCs and other private entrepreneurs. So this is the best laboratory in the world. So Nigeria should be proud to have this laboratory situated in Lagos here in Nigeria, which is the best quality product acceptable in Europe and US. And the other product, which we also already come up with, is the Euro 5 diesel. In fact, people have been asking, probably, in fact, one of the few people called and said, "Sir, probably the problem, your product quality has a problem." I said, "Why? This looks like water." So I said, "No, the country has been used to dirty diesel, and that's why the color was there. This is how an Euro 5 grade diesel should be, and this is what we have launched today, the Euro 5 PMS."
It's really a landmark. And of course, like you mentioned, this looks exactly like water. Yeah, you could have fooled me, really. But let's talk about the process. So I'd asked earlier during our conversation that what exactly are you testing for? How much time goes into this? What's the process? And how do we know what specifications we've got in terms of the results?
You know, the global standards clearly specifies for each product, not just one or two, there is a series of products. Characteristics to be checked for. For example, take gasoline. RON number, or the octane number, is one of the critical factors they check for. And the sulfur content today, globally, this has become a big issue. That between Euro 5 and Euro 3, which we were using before, there is a substantial difference in the sulfur content, both in diesel and in gasoline. In fact, if you look at even the CO2 emissions, between Euro 3 and Euro 5, there is about 22% difference in the case of diesel and almost 50% difference in the case of gasoline. So it's very highly environmental friendly because your CO2 emissions comes down.
It is truly impressive to see the amount of detail and investment pumped into the quality control process here. But I realize that I am still left hanging on a pressing question. How soon and at what cost can this all become more sustainably beneficial to the public? While the answer currently hangs in the balance, hope still remains that this new path to self-sufficiency is the silver bullet that will finally relieve Nigeria of the pains inflicted by the great liquid gold. Abby Owolawi for Rise News.